All right. What we're working on is emailing. All right. So our app so far has this. So basically, it's a feature list, right? We have a list of features so far. Okay. So actually, I'm building this nice checklist. I'm gonna say what we built so far. We can, user can create an account. User can log in, right? Sign in. User can log out. User can see the list of all users. Visitor cannot see the list of all users. So this is around user stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of nice. I mark them all done. I create another list here just for messaging purpose. Maybe here you add one more, which is called user can update his profile, her profile image. So that is my user. I finished that. What is it that in messaging is that user can write a message to another user. User can see a list of sent messages. User can see a list of received messages. Anything else that you guys did in the last homework? Friendship, right?
Yeah.
So user, maybe I add here because messaging and friends. I guess I could just add, maybe I add another list called friendship. I'll just add it here. All right, user can add another user as friends. All right, not as and friends. All right, user can remove. So unfriend. All right, an existing friend. Okay. Let's warm up our brain a little bit. Anything else that you can help me here? I just have, this is messaging and friendship, right? Okay. Third, what else that we actually did that today? Is maybe we call this posting and wall, right? So user can create a new post. Now you can actually support with photo. Okay, user can like another, like any post. User can comment on a post. And user can like a comment. Now, the list of features will start growing. It's important to just be able to plan, and then you say, okay, I'm going to work on this thing and stick with it and get it done and plan it accordingly. So, anything else that I haven't mentioned? Can you guys think of anything? Maybe user can see the list of posts. This is called the timeline, right? On the home page. User can have his own wall page, maybe profile. This is now a different idea of a profile page that displays posts, right? Sent to him. We have an idea, right? Facebook has these features. Well, I'm gonna add something is related to emailing. And we're gonna do this now. So you pretend I just check all of those. Can I just check this? I can't. It's kind of nice. You check them and you can see your progress in the, in the checklist there, and it's a little bit satisfying. Okay, I'll check that later. So what's something that we can build with for email?
Sign up.
All right. So user receives a welcome email, yeah, or maybe confirmation email. We're not that popular. Let's not make people confirm. Let's have as many users as possible. So just say welcome email, right? We try to send an email. We don't need people to activate their email, right? Receive a welcome email after signing up. Okay, can each one of you give me a little contribution, some email stuff? Can you give me an email story? When do we need emails? Okay, so do something with other users in public or in private.
For example, send a message.
User receives an email when notification when she receives a message. Yeah. All right.
I like newsletters.
Newsletter. That's like extra feature already. That's based on existing stuff over here only. Anything?
I'm just thinking user receive 100 emails from me.
Yeah. Again,
How can
it's funny, right? In very early days of Facebook, every time someone likes your post, you comment on something, you get all these emails, including,
send to the user easy like that,
huh?
and just spam.
Of course, maybe, who knows? Maybe when you build this app and then your app becomes a very popular spamming app and it's still popular. Maybe it makes some money. It's good. So yes, you can actually say, for example, prevent, right, a user from receiving too many emails in an hour, right? Now this is an extra feature. If no one asks for this feature and you implement it, you have to be very happy when you finish it, because if you're not happy, no one is happy for you about this one, right? Sometimes I implement a feature and I don't feel very happy, but a lot of my users feel happy. Then it's worth doing. But this is for example, this is an example, but of a nice to have feature. Yeah. Okay. Probably too nice to have. All right. What else? What else is a scenario? I want to list out some email scenarios, and I want to pick the simplest one to implement.
User to receive an email for unfriending.
When someone ends their friendship, it starts to read like a.
That's mean. Let's do that. Let's do instead of deleting a friend or ending a friend, it's creating a friendship or adding a friend. You get a notification for that.
Yeah. We can add for anything, but
So someone posts on your wall.
yeah,
That's private.
receives an email when I'm getting tired of typing user, right? Notify user when someone posts on her wall. Okay, Lloyd?
I was going to say maybe a password, like if someone tries to use a password, or signs in with their account. Try to sign in with their
Yeah, notify user if there are repeated, attempts, too many, to sign in with
Just
incorrect password.
is it process to become spamming? There's a lot of people just good process and
Yeah. So here's the good news. If you switch to use device, this is all taken care of for you. And then you can enter the password. Let's say you can define it to be 5 times. 5 times incorrect password. After that, you say, hey, wait for a minute. And then you try again wrong. Wait for 2 minutes. And wait for 4 minutes. Wait for 8 minutes. Wait for 16 minutes. And you just can't keep trying. It's good. Like any sort of user authentication library that you use is likely to include all the email stuff for the user login, logout, forgot password. Yeah.
You said it said wait 8 minutes. Is that handled on the server, or do they push like?
They just say that, hey man, come back again in 8 minutes. All right. I think let's choose. We can drag the easy one to do first. And sometimes when you plan, you may be like, this is like very easy, right? This feature, for example, is like very hard. You can do some system like that. I'm going to choose one feature when someone posts on her wall. Maybe our user receives a congrats email when she posts something. Maybe that will prevent you from posting too many things. What I covered yesterday is that you just post something actually. I didn't cover posting to someone else's wall. Do you guys remember that? So maybe this feature is easier to implement. That was it, right? I'm going to implement the one Oscar's saying. So which one? What? This, right? So I'm going to convert this to a card. Okay? And now I have this card, I'll convert it. I'll take it to do. So normally if you work on, okay, nice, move it over here. Now let's implement this feature. And what I really need to have beforehand is that what I already have, right? So you can call it prerequisites. I'm just communicating with you guys here. I have a post model. I have a user model. That's it, right? And my current app from yesterday, really. However, in my post model, yesterday you guys see the poster ID column, body column. I'm going to add one column called wall user ID column, so I know who I'm posting to. Okay, so this will be integer. This will be string. This will be integer. Yeah. Okay. So these two are the user. We're gonna send email. Now I need you guys to start thinking about emailing people. How would you implement this email system? We have learned model view controller, and it's quite similar to the structure there. The nice place to read is Rails, guys, email, but that's way too much to read at one go. So in the future, if you want to just learn this on your own, I'm not going to give all these labs that you have to do, but you can go here and create a new, follow the step here, and you can get a better idea. What I'm trying to do is to help you understand this in a faster way and ask questions in a different way. Yes?
Where's the structure of an email?
Huh?
So for an email, how can we put the emails in that? That's an HTML system.
Yeah, it's HTML. Very good question. So, for brainstorming, now never be afraid of starting things like this, and you can delete and remove. What are things that we have to, let's try to brainstorm how we can send an email, okay? So the server needs to send an email. The server actually needs, your email address. That's quite simple, right? It also needs a way to send an email address, and they use something like an SMTP account. Does anyone, right? So need an email account to send email. Okay, does that make sense? So you could say, server, use my email login and password and send that to all my users. We're not going to do that because Google will think that your account is hacked. So it's actually not very good to do that. We're going to provide the server a third-party safe service that does the emailing, but you do need this email and password. Okay, server needs an email account to do email. On local machine, your local host, you don't need to send an email. I want to be able to preview my email to know what they look like before I send, right? Okay. So it's similar to before the user visit your web page, you're actually building the app right now, and you actually can see the web page. Can I see my emails on the web like that? Okay, give me a few of your checklists here. Anything that
Server needs to watch
okay.
all posts that are being created so that you know when to send.
Server needs to be notified, right? Sort of trigger, right? An action, right? So after a post is created, I need to tell, okay, when to send the email. Quý, can you come up with something? The 3 points so far make sense? All right. Well, we'll go back here and add stuff to it. What I'm going to do next is take my existing application. Yeah.
Sending the email when the user posts to the account is automatic. So
It's automatic, yes, but we have to add in the code to do that.
So I want to review my email. If that's automatically.
Sorry, two people talking at the same time. One more time.
So it's automatically. So I want to be able to review my email. And when we can preview it, if it's set automatically.
If it's sent already, then you never. When it's already sent,
Because automatically when the user posts on the wall, it will send.
it will send in the background.
So how can
Before you set it up.
Before you send out, I'm designing my email. So for example, here is this. I want to be able to design my email. Okay, so this is separate from the action itself. Okay, I need you guys to be active on this. It's not about showing you guys how to do it. It's about like, just brainstorming together. And so it makes sense when you say, okay, why do people build the app to be that way? Okay, all right. So I'm going to start with the lecture. Let's see what we have so far. I have lecture start here. So it will be, the starter code will be at lecture 6.4 start. Right? And now I create a new branch called doing. And I'll just start Rails generate mailer. And I'll call this maybe when we're notifying a post, so we'll call it a post mailer. You can name it anything you want. Okay, so this will become post mailer later, right? Remember, generate controller will become something controller. And I could tell it the action I want, for example, when a new post exists. So maybe I can do that. Let me destroy this. Rails destroy mailer post. Rails generate mailer post. Okay, give it an action, new post. So when a new post is created, you notify the user, right? Okay, the one if I post on your wall, I notify you, right? Okay, so press enter. Now let's take a look at these guys. You see I have an action. It's very similar to MVC. Okay, so when you first learn this, you can take your time and look at the files that are created. I'm going to show you right now is that there's a post mailer. So there's a new mailer folder, and there's a post mailer it's just as an example, is that you could actually you can tell this mailer to send something, this one action. And then what does the email look like? Under mailer, post mailer, you have, this is what the mailer looks like. Again, it's very similar to your HTML structure. Now you may see this second file. Does anyone have any guesses?
When HTML doesn't load, the text one is displayed.
Right, so when you send an email, it comes with, it sends both HTML and text representation. If you're reading an email on a device that doesn't support HTML, it will render the text version. On a lot of our devices, the modern day, we always just only care about the HTML version. Okay? Now it's easier to hack people with the HTML account, and you can pretend to be an email from the bank or something. If you send a text email, it just looks really boring, right? But it's safer, right? All right, but in general, the two templates are quite similar. So technically, if you don't care about it, you could not care about this, but you could use a library that automatically generate the second one for you. For now, just understand that you're responsible for HTML content and text content, okay? So if you really don't want this, and you really want to be very lazy, just delete the file. And then later, if you have any user who complain it, you can go back and implement it. It's always good to be popular. So delete. Next, so I already have the email. I should be able to see what the email looked like, no? Okay, you see that it just this is just HTML. If only I can view this email on my local browser, that would be on my browser, that would be cool. Okay. Now, so you're going to start the server. I'll start it from a different terminal. Okay, so I keep this clean over here. and here is the localhost. Alright? So you could post on someone else's wall. You can go into that person's wall and then post, hey man, right? And then it, for example, if I post to myself, I should receive the email. That's the idea. Now I'm going to preview my emails. This is a new feature in Rails 4. Of course, you're in Rails 5 now. It will display this controller-like stuff and a bunch of templates. So you only have one template so far. You click on this, and it looks like an email now. Isn't that cool? Right? This is the HTML. So imagine now, you're going to start, you play with this. So what's the content like? Hey, someone, wow, right? Then you say, someone wrote on your wall. Right? Click here, right, to view. Okay, so I don't know what is this here thing yet. So, but here you can say, click here will be linked to here. So click here, and then link to here. We don't know what the thing. We just say HTTP localhost 3000. Okay.
Could we theoretically load Bootstrap for that?
Yes, it's much harder. So the answer is yes and no. So I will explain that in a minute, in a later part. You could use this, guys. Remember you say root path? That's what you want to say, right? What's the problem with this? What is root path? It's just this. So when the user click on this on their computer, it will not go to my website. I need to tell it to go to the whole thing. Therefore, you cannot use the word path. You have to use the word URL. It will add your domain to it, okay? To the route helper. Now, then Rails will need to know what the domain of your web is. You have to tell Rails later. All right, refresh. Now see, missing host. It means I don't know what is the domain name of that you have, right? So I have to specify it. Default URL options. I need to set this. And it can be pretty tricky how you set that. Development, default URL option, host. Yeah. So when you deploy to Heroku, you have to tell Rails what the domain is. Well, when you put on your own domain name, you tell it what it is. Okay? And then I have to restart the server. Okay, and that doesn't work now. I have to go and really search this one, set host. So we need to set it for the mailer. It's like this. I hope the mailer will share this. If not, I have to set it for restart the server again. The file that I'm making changes is under development config/development.rb. You rarely need to touch it, but when you need to set up some mail configuration, you have to go there. All right, that is not good, Rails. I'm gonna do mailer as well. Localhost. All right. So what have we accomplished so far?
Oh, Rails local website.
We tell Rails, someone wrote on your wall, and click here. When the user receives this email, it will be this in their email, and then when they click on it, it will go to the full URL. Okay? Now, I'm going to customize this template. So what should we write? Wow, someone wrote on their wall, we need this variable. So this will be user. Okay. So if it's a user class, maybe you can say user.name wrote on your wall. Yeah? Is that okay? And then now we have to go and edit the view. Where's the view? Do you know where the view is? Someone? Huh?
Say I'm going to look for the folder.
Look for the folder in this. Just command P and just type.
Just say look for a file.
Doesn't matter, it's the same. It just search for anything. For example, I show it here, so the trick is you might be able to find another way, but really there's no need to, you think that it's a new post, you type new post. If you think it's in app/mailer/new post, you type the whole thing, it's probably can come up as well. So app, mailer, right? What's that? Mailers. So these are the files inside that folder. Okay, and then I say maybe views, right? App, views, mailer. Is it under views mailer? Oh, not mailer, post mailer. Okay, all right. So I need to customize this username thing, and it's in my mailer. Mailer is like your controller. And now I have to specify the user. How do I know what the user is?
It's the mentioned one on the wall post.
Yeah, but where's the variable? Okay, so now you can actually use an argument. Okay, and you can say with this post, I'm going to notify the people you just wrote to. So this user is now post dot. Yeah, so this is it depends on your app. In my app, I have a wall user and a poster. So the poster, when you post on someone else's wall, it will be in a wall user. Okay, you can post to yourself. When you post, you don't post to someone else's wall. It's like posting on your own wall. That's why.
How did you set that up? Did you say that the default is...
Yeah.
Okay.
So here, if there's no wall user ID, when you submit a post, I just set it to post on my own wall. Does it make sense? So you are also learning these little other bits that I'm not directly teaching, but it's like it may be useful for your app if you implement wall user feature. Okay.
Is there any case controller type
No, it's both yes and no. If it's a regular method, then yes, but if it's an action, then it's not. Go to application controller. You see, I have these methods, no problem. Do you see where I use these methods? Okay, so these are under private. But if it's a public method in a controller, like in your post controller, then I have a public method like create. It's meant for create, action. All right, so mailer is different. Mailer, you call yourself. It's not coming from routes. So I can add as many arguments as I want. You will see why in a minute. So I have this wall post. This is wall user. Looks good. So I need to tell it where to send the email to. Where do I send the email to? What is the subject? Someone just posted on your wall. This is, if you're a Facebook user in the early years, you get this, right? All right, let's test this guy. If I test this right now, it's gonna crash. Why is it crashing, guys? Right. What post are you talking about? What user are you talking about? And the magic of this whole view, and a lot of people who use Rails initially, they also did not pay attention to this, that they can preview these emails, but it's in your spec folder. If you have tests, it's in your test folder. Mailers, previews, okay? And in here there's a post preview. So this is like your real controller. And I'll explain the mailer up here is like your model. So Ian, you see that there's a new posting here? This one does not take an argument because the user is going to new post. When you go to mailers, post, this post here is this post preview thing, okay? So I have to give this guy an argument. What is my argument here? Come on, guys. Just give it any post. Is that okay? So I'm going to call the last one so I have more control over what's displayed. Harley Trum just wrote on your wall. And in fact, you can actually display this message if you like to the user in here, right? But for now, I'll just keep it simple. If you display this, then you have to do this, okay? And you can use the post variable in the view. All right. Someone just wrote on your wall, and then that's how you get the email. Then what is this? So you could say by default, you can set some default value. So I'm gonna be like, I'm sending from my account like this, and now it's sending from here. That's one way. If you know that your website, you're famous. So in my case, for example, I have human book like this. Then I can say this comes from support system, right? Or you can tell them no reply, right? Okay. So it comes from here. Now, what if you want the user to receive this email and reply, and can actually reply to this Harley Trum guy who wrote to you?
Post it as a comment. Would that be possible?
Post it as
like their reply is then a comment on the wall post.
It's possible, but that's more work right now. I can't show you that yet.
Okay.
It's more like intermediate, advanced skills because the server need to be able to be notified from outside. Sending an email here, the server is only notified from inside itself. So we're saying it should reply to where? Poster. Oh, you guys are bad. You don't remember this stuff. All right. So unfortunately, let's see. Good. You see this guy? It's sent here. There's a field that's sent. So when the user hit reply, it will go to this URL and this email instead of this email. If you want to say this email is from that user as well, no problem. Okay. However, if you don't specify from, there's a default from email that this guy is going to use. Okay.
But that's the wrong true email.
Yes, but if they actually respond to the email, will it email the other user? That's what's going to happen.
If you respond like hit reply,
Yeah.
Gmail will write an email directly to this guy. It has nothing to do with our app.
Okay.
Okay, because you posted on your own wall. That's why it's
Right. In this case, I posted on my own wall. So, for example, why.last is cool because now I can create something. Post.create. I'm going to send from poster will be user.last, and then wall user. I will post on this wall user.first. Okay, and the body will be okay, and refresh. This is user.last, send to user.first. Now if you really want the content, maybe it's a better idea to do this here, assign it to post instance variables and go into the post here, and now you can have the content. Okay, so maybe you can display the content here. What is the content? And you can convert the blank line and all this stuff.
What is HR?
So just see. HR is just a line there. Horizontal line. Okay? So for example, now let's take that post. And is there a lot of okay. Here this line, whoops. My bad. Let's say copy this. Post.body is this really long line. Okay. It's not post. A.body. So long. Okay. Huh? It's okay. I have my tricks. So let's say a.save. Alright, let's look at this thing. Alright. So for some reason, I'm displaying wrong. Okay. So that's, if you want to keep all the formatting, so like this is a really long string, it will keep like that. If you don't care about the spacing, the new line, then this will, actually the simple format should not be kept in here. Okay, this will look like this. So normally you can display this in a container and style it. So this is your email. Now how to style it? The most common form of styling is using this inline styling because Gmail cannot load an extra file for you, right? The email file that you receive is the only HTML thing you receive. It's not going to go to application.css somewhere, application.js somewhere. That's the limitation. So I'm going to say, this is border 1 pixel solid red, very important message, padding 20 pixel. I keep this guy in there. Alright, very nice. I think now I can have a lot of users because they will get so angry at this box, they're going to click on this link and they're going to keep using our website.
How do I make it responsive for mobile?
Good question. So let's view this email. Technically, the content of the email normally is just it's a one-time thing. You can design it and you have a control over it. So normally when you design, you have to be very aware of it and add the styling accordingly. What I'm going to show here is that there is a template. Do you see this? This is as HTML. This whole thing is displayed as an iframe for you to see. But what the user receives stuff inside this HTML stuff. Stuff inside this. And in fact, there is a template. Email styles need to be inline, blah, blah, blah. So where is it? There's actually a layout for your mailer. Where is that? Layout. Mailer. So this is the layout for the text. Just yielding it. For example, you can add a signature, a footer, unsubscribe link, or anything at the bottom. This is the mailer layout. Okay. You could use an extra library, a gem, that will convert stuff from your external files like Bootstrap and condense them into the email. Only stuff you need. So that's called pre-processing an email before you send it out. So when we learn here, let's not try to pack all this logic into one. Our goal is to learn how to send emails and how to check emails and how to write, make emails just really nice and easy to read. Don't try to come up with, too many fancy boxes because email is not exactly like a web page. But it's possible. So you can, if you copy this whole style, you insert from the outside in here, like Bootstrap, Puma, or anything, then it works. Right? So the idea here is you don't want to use style, sheet, link, tag, right? But you want to just paste that CSS in here.
Right. All that I would be interested in is just the grid system, probably. Just so
Then you need to add a CSS content that support the grid system.
Okay.
Or use exactly like your web page, but use some pre-processing tool to convert them into inline styles. So that's very good. If you get to that stage, That's very low priority, but when you need that, I can always point you to the right places. So that's called pre-processing your email. So my email now is just simple. You put some logo. Here's the style here, right? Let's add the logo to it. Maybe it's a good idea, right? Our logo will be some branding, but let's just say I have this image tag. Here's another example that is different from your HTML file.
Web page and not the web page inside, right?
In your email? No. No. Yeah, no iframe in your email. In your email? No. I mean, if you make it happen, maybe you can sell it for a lot of money. But no, I can only show you how to write HTML inside. So sorry. So this right here, image tag. Normally, how do you display the logo file? If I have a logo file in here, admin. App assets.
Set the path with
Images. So I say human, right? I say human1 here, as that's my logo file. Yeah. So normally you do this human1.png. That's good, right? Do you think this will work?
No.
Why not?
You said mail is very different. There's a lot of resources.
Yeah. So it's a bit tricky because then again, it depends. Rails might be smart enough. So Rails just have this URL. Do you guys see this URL? /asset/. And when the user receives this, they're not on your web page, so they cannot see this. Does that make sense? So, interestingly, Rails may make it smart enough, to be honest. They may convert it, but in this case, I see that it's not. The image is here, by the way. Except that, there's some styling problem, and except that it's not a URL. So technically, I could make it and I need to make it smaller. Still the image. Let's view the file. This is, that's not good. I think now we need to tell it what host. Let me check the development file. Default URL options. Alright, this should work, but if we run into a problem in production, we'll find out right now, very soon. So let's just style this a little bit right now. Put it in an image. Style this guy to be, maybe width is 64. Height is 64. Is that okay? So this is our image logo. Put this guy inside. I also specify this class to be maximum width of an image. You see this is the most common way, which is maximum not to exceed 100%. Okay? So that's your navbar. You can maybe include more things in the navbar. If you include the whole bootstrap or Booma in here, then you can use the navbar style. I think that's good enough, no? And maybe unsubscribe here or invite your friends here to get $5 off at the bottom.
Is it like content 4? Does that work the same way?
Yeah. Okay, so that is our layout. That is our template. What do we have to do next? I only did one thing. What did I do here? I want to be able to design and preview my email. Click. Okay, we need to do something. I need to be able to trigger the email, right? I want to be to trigger an email when I like. How do you do that? If we look into the mailer spec folder down here, post preview. Do you see how this is called? This is how the controller, the mailer controller, triggers your code. So I'm going to try if I can do it myself. I have a post mailer, and I call new post. Okay. Do I need an argument? Of course, right? it's weird, right? Do you see that I need an argument. I'm going to send this post, the last one. So this is my mail. This is my mail.
Can we call it in the wall post controller?
Yes. And before we do that, exactly. Before we do that, we have to learn how to call it manually. All right. We're all falling asleep already. So with mail dot, there's a method. It's called deliver. That's when you call it, it will try to send to that email address, and you can see the content here. Okay, so you receive. We just look at how things work. Let's finalize the steps so you can apply to your project. But basically, for email here, you generate a mailer. Okay, then you preview on the browser by going to http localhost/rails/mailers, and then you will see the post link and then the Rails mailers here. So you can see this guy, so you can preview. Now you can start customizing the template. And then after you feel good about that one, go to Rails console and test the mailer. This is an optional step, but initially you should do it so you can understand. So this will be more like post mailer, the new post.last, for example, and then you can call .deliver on it. So that's what we did so far. Now we really want to see if this can actually go to my email. Okay? I'm going to go to Heroku and no, I cannot show you this page. Let me take it out. I go to my app. I'll show you how to add mailing to your machine. To your Heroku app and to your computer. Lord, you just failed. Well, you couldn't pretend to not fall asleep. So here, our app will use a third-party add-on to send mail. Our server is not smart enough to handle the mailing. So when a mail needs to be sent, it needs to contact this service. It could be Gmail or someone else. Okay, so for those of you who have the Heroku app, you go here. You can click on the add-on and try to find the email add-on. Click here, config add-on. Let's try anything that's related to email. Okay? Let's find it. Oh, that's not good. That's expensive. Find more. That's not good. So the interface here is not very good for. I find some add-on that is name email. That's not good. I want to find an add-on that does email. Like the email word needs to appear in their description. Or, how do I do that? Can I search? Here. Okay. That's quite silly. They used to provide a search button. It's okay. Now, a lot of these guys will work for you. Okay. So you can choose Mailgun. You can choose SendGrid. Any of these things will work for you. Alright, so I'll just choose one. This is one of the most popular one. This is the good news. Alright, and you can look at the pricing. You can send up to 12,000 emails a month and it's still free. If you send more than that, try to pay maybe $10 a month. So it's good. You can have maybe a few thousand users and it's still free. Okay, let's choose and install this add-on. There is a syntax you can write on the command line. It will add the add-on to your Heroku app. You see, I have to click what to add. I don't like that. I like to be very, hardcore. Click on this link. Go to the command line. Paste this. Whoops. This will be Heroku. So when you just say Heroku adds on create SendGrid, Heroku create SendGrid, it will add the SendGrid add-on to your app.
Does it use the same login
Yeah.
as your Heroku account? Or,
Which one? This one?
well, if I want to log into SendGrid later, what's my login?
Exactly. So when you do this create, your question is answered by what you see on the screen right here. Heroku will give you a password and username for you to send mails with. That is beautiful. So, where is it? Heroku has it in config. And you have a bunch more keys here. Obviously, this is bad. My keys are now on the internet. Some of these keys, that's not good. But yeah, so we have to reset these keys. But the key that you want is this and this. I'm going to use this to send email. You go to SendGrid, you can log in with this and this to send email. So, copy this guy. Let's add it to our code. In your, yes? So next time you laugh, you gotta be able to provide an explanation. Alright. So I named this here from the other lab. Raise your hand if you did the .env file for file uploads. Okay, so you did not do that either, right? Did you do it? So you like raise your hand into the pocket. Too cold. Can't even pretend, man. What's going on? All right. So here, when you did the lab exercise on how to upload images to Amazon, we need these secret keys. Okay, and we have to use a .env file to keep these keys, and this file is not committed to GitHub. Okay, and on Heroku you have to set the file separately. You have to use Heroku config set, and then you can say S3 bucket name equal blah blah blah. So visit the lab. But for today, we're going to add the two things, password. I'm going to copy this guy and username. It's just something equals something, yeah? Now this is done by the .env Rails gem. When you add this, then in your environment, when you run Rails, there's an environment variable. There's a lot of stuff in here, but if you say SendGrid, username, that's what we just added. SendGrid password, that's what we just added. So now we're going to send an email with this. Yeah?
How do you require a hidden file? I couldn't figure out.
Require a hidden file?
And that's what you told me, right?
Did I require something? No, when you do this, insert this line into your gem file, it automatically loads the .env file as your configuration. So go and read this on GitHub. It's all in the README file. Alright, so we have the emails. How do we send it? We need to configure the SMTP sending an email. We need to configure it with SMTP. So this looked like a mailer we just did, right? And you could actually say, hey, for this email, use this account to send. For another email, like if I send you, oh, sorry, your friend just unfriended you. I can use another email because you might reply with a hate mail. You might reply and say, motherfucker, why do you send me this email? However, for your app, most likely you only need one email account to handle all the emails. Are we clear? So I'm going to set it in the general setting. I'm trying to find the SMTP setting for here, SMTP setting. Here. You put this in your config/environment. So for production in Heroku, technically they're quite silly. I can show you a faster way. All right, configuration, mailer, delivery. Okay, set this. All right, go to environment. They say here, right? Environment. I'll show you a way that works for all environments. So config here. When you deploy your app to Heroku, it will use the file in production.rb to load extra configuration for your app. For example, caching takes place, so it's faster. When you use your work on development, right, then you can set some setting in here. For example, it's localhost. If you set your URL for production, it's your Heroku URL. Application.rb is the file that you can set for all the environments. So I'm going to set this right now. Okay. I will set this maybe except the test environment, unless rails.test. If you want, if you're not comfortable with this line of code, then ignore it. All right. I just say I don't want emailing to happen when it runs test. Okay. But what are we doing here? Config.actionMailer.delivery method SMTP means, all right, contact this service and use this information to send the email. And then we have to look at the SMTP address. We have to know what address to send our request to. So SendGrid will provide us some information. Heroku add-on create. Now I'm going to say Heroku add-on doc SendGrid. It'll take you to the page that explains to you how to use SendGrid for emailing. And then they say, okay, you can get these guys that way. And oh, that's not good. It's asking you to do a lot more. I don't like that. I want the simple version. I don't like that. Let's go back to this guy here. SendGrid. Click on this guy. You go back to your dashboard, to your Heroku app. You can click on the add-on to get the extra information. Unfortunately, the internet is a little slow. And here you can view the statistics of all your email sending. So here, let's get in touch with this. It's fine. I will give you an email here. You can confirm. That's fine. So you go into this, and this is the dashboard for you to monitor your email. Okay. Based on the emails you sent.
If I use Gmail, for example,
No, this is based on what email you're going to send using this SendGrid username and SendGrid password. So for example,
so if I use that email,
yeah, if you
It's through the app though, right?
yes, from your app, if you're going to email this guy, you will be able to see it on the dashboard.
It's not from your personal.
Nothing to do with your personal email. This is similar to MailChimp. There is a small different. MailChimp is for marketing email. This is for transactional email. This can also do marketing email. Okay, that's why there are a lot of angles. Right, there's so many things related to this. That's why I'm walking through, and I need you guys to participate. So ask questions like that, because if you guys just sit like this, yeah, I'll take a look later, it will be very confusing. So at this point, I want to be able to say, hey, I just delivered one email because I sent one to Stan. All right, let's make that happen. Okay, what I'm doing right now is to find out how to send an email with SendGrid using the recommended, the setting. Unfortunately, the way Rails is doing it right now, I don't like this. Is that Rails? it requires me to use an extra gem, which I don't like. I don't like that. Okay, this is what I need. It's plain and simple. Go into here, copy this. I can give you guys the note. So what's going on? It's telling Rails mailer to use this username and password to visit this. Okay, we don't need the domain address, smtp.sendgrid.net. We know that this port works for email sending. Okay, I think I can handle that. Right? Now, what's going on? Why is it all black? Okay, I think that's good, right? Let's try to send an email. But we need a real email though. Okay. We need to be able to test it from the controller here, Rails console here. So take a look at the last post. It's from world user ID 1. That's not me. I think myself is at, is it me at 12? Okay, that's me, okay? It should send an email to this account. So this is me, and I want to create a post now. Create. World user is me. Poster, let's do that, the first guy. I don't know who that is. And body will be testing a real email. I just created one post. Let's go and test on the browser first. One more time, go to Rails mailers, new post. All right, testing a real email. I expect this email to go to my inbox, right? So now what do I need to do? Post mailer dot new post, pass in the one I just created. So this is my mail. It's not sent yet. Okay, it's generated, but to send this, I think I have to call deliver. And it's the reason why you're seeing it's taking some time because it's connecting to smtp.sendgrid.net, and it's trying to send to. I hope that it's sending, yeah. Trying to send over there. So let me check my email. And if I don't have an email, you guys come back tomorrow.
So is the speed of sending email fast?
I have an email, but this is not good. That I cannot show you my inbox. So let me see if there's a different view I can show. How do I show separately? Never mind. So look like this. Oh, that's a wrong email. Finally, something funny. I'm not receiving an email, guys. Bad. Is there any error? And we're going to SendGrid and check. Where is that SendGrid website? This one? Go to the dashboard. There's still no email. That's not good. Action mailer base SMTP settings. We have all this information. Oh, it's there actually. It's sent. Yeah, it did. Perfect, except the URL doesn't work. Let's find out what it is. Open image in the tab. Not found. Oh, here's another thing. Google is one of the rare one. They will cache your images, right? It means they will rewrite the image URL here and then serve it through their cache. It's really tricky. Like it actually prevents you from doing some clever image tracking stuff. But yeah, that's the idea. And if you want to view this post, see, I just delivered twice, right? And you click here now. It will take you to a SendGrid link. And you see that I have this post right here. It takes me to this post. Okay? Now I'm just showing this page, so we just see the whole flow just displayed here. Okay, and let's go back to SendGrid and see what's happening. Yeah? Refresh. The dashboard is not smart enough, huh? Not. Oh man, let's see activity. There you go. You can see if the user has clicked on your link or not. This has been delivered. I sent twice and I only click on my link once. The link in your email is actually a link that it's quite stupid. It's a Google link. When you click on that Google link, it will redirect to SendGrid, and Google actually check whether this link is going to a place that is not safe. So it's a Google link first, that will redirect to SendGrid. And SendGrid will now, oh okay, let's mark this one as click and redirect to localhost. Yeah. So normally that's what's happening in your emails. When you click on anything, you see all this really long email, and you have to be very careful because sometimes in between, this is the man in the middle, right? They can do various things. Oh, click here just to sign in. And you're like, why should I click on my email to sign in? You're actually tracking me, and you may actually do some more stuff. Oh, I'm going to mark this person as interested in my email, so I'm going to send more spam emails in the future, right? Maybe use that in your app. Like if someone click on the email often, then you should definitely email that person more. I don't know. Okay, so that's interesting that there is only not much code, and you guys can already send this email to the user. So how do we do it automatically, guys? How do we do it automatically? Yes, so go to post controller.
If save and then
Down here, okay. So now if this save, else here, if save, then you're gonna say post mailer dot new post post. So this is now, if you're writing on your own wall, it's a little funny. It will send to yourself. It's okay. You can check. I have a method here, by the way. I have a method called different wall. So you can skip it if you like. That's how I decide how to display, whether to display this part. Whether to display someone is writing to someone else or just you writing to yourself. Right? However, if we implement this feature right now, .deliver now, okay? I will explain this is out of scope for today. Deliver and deliver now and all these things. Just use it like this. And then let's test whether it works or not, okay? Refresh. What's up? And this should go into my email. Press controller. Wait, that seems a little fast. Are we sure it actually works? I'm not sure. That sounds too fast. That looks too fast. Did it send an email? Let's look at the log. Oh, it did. Right? Where's my email? Does it say something?
yeah, what's up there?
What's up here? So you can look back into your log and see whether an email is sent or not. Alright, so I'm going to now check my Gmail. And of course you can go back and check your SendGrid as usual. The activity view feed here. Alright, oh shoot, it doesn't look like it's already sent. Let's wait a little bit. That's not cool. It's taking a while, huh? Email sent only one? That doesn't look right either. I sent twice. Okay, that's not good. I'm gonna look at the log one more time to see if it finished. What's up here? It did, huh? Send email here to this guy. Process outbound email. Very fast. I don't get it. And what is the address? This one? I think this is looking like a spam email, so I don't know. It may take a while. Let me check my spam folder. Nope. Today is a sad day. SendGrid is not helping us. No. However, the code we've done so far should be able to handle emailing automatically now when you create a new post. And it should work on production because on production, when you use env SendGrid username, it has a value there. SendGrid password, it has a value there. I think this is cool. This is fine. So I'm going to commit everything and deploy to Heroku. Okay. And if it works, then we can test on our account. So what did I do so far, guys? The whole lecture. We save. When someone save, we call new post deliver mailer dot new post, pass in the argument. Okay. We define this mailer. It's quite similar to your model, right? The mailer is any method that you like, but it may take some extra argument. So if you want to notify 2 people, you may have 2 arguments, right? Or in this case, a post is all I need. So I'm sending an email to this poster. Wait, user is wall user. I send the email to the person whose wall is written to, okay? And I allow that person to reply. When the person reply in Gmail or anywhere, it will go to the person who posts. You can define the default email like this, okay? And third, oh, by the way, earlier I think it did not send an email immediately because I did not confirm. So I did have to confirm my email. So maybe later you guys have to do that. Great. Now look at view slash, now post mailer. So it's quite similar to the controller view setup. You do have a layout, a mailer layout. Now you don't need anything. Maybe set your logo file in there. But in your non-layout file, this is your template. It's very similar to a post, except do not try to render the post like the way that you have it on the web. I mean, you definitely could. It just takes a lot more effort. Normally, you email something short and sweet. You want the user to click on it to go to your website. You want to show off, I have 1 million people on my site right now. Yeah? Not like, oh yeah, I have 1 million people who read my emails, but no one come to my website. That's like not fun. And then here, this is the bit that you don't have to really understand at all, but you copy and paste so that you have the mailer set up properly so it knows how to send an email. Okay? Later on, I'll show you even more advanced techniques like on your laptop. It doesn't really send an email. It sends a fake email so you can accidentally use someone else's email and it doesn't send email, but it will send a fake email somewhere else so you can check. In development, you don't want to do that, right? You don't want real emails to be sent all the time. I'm sending real emails right now for the purpose of this lecture. Great. I need to set the URL because sometimes I need to tell the user to go to my page, and instead of root path or new user session path, you call new user session URL, root URL. Okay? So you can ignore the spec feature stuff here. You could write email test, and as you can see the generated code, it can be pretty useful. Now that's it. The spec mailers previews is like a controller for you. It's generated. The thing that you really have to pay attention to is that you have to decide what object you want to send to the user. In this case, I do post.last. You could create a fake item yourself if you like. Post, preview. In here, I can create a post new. Sender is myself, not sender, right? Poster is user.last, and wall user is user.first. You can create this user yourself here, and body is hello. So this object is enough for you to send an email to, because it will be able to get the user email and the body. There are a lot of things here. You could use the params, but I'm not going to show you that. It's a bit more complicated. So that's for tomorrow, the optional part. Alright, I think if this works, we will be able to deploy to Heroku. So I say add mailer, right? Git push Heroku. Now how do I deploy to Heroku? I have to type the same name, same branch name that I have, and I say colon Heroku. This is telling Git to push my current branch and put it on the master branch on Heroku. If you forget the colon master, then it will push your master branch to Heroku, which is not what you want. I still haven't gotten an email, guys. I think my inbox is full. And how do you push to GitHub?
Git push origin and then branch.
Git push. Now for GitHub, I have mine now instead of origin I call it Week6, right? You do want to push it to the same branch name. GitHub can contain many branch names, and you don't want to be confusing. Keep the same branch name, okay? But for Heroku, it can do multiple branch names, but it's useless, right? The only branch that's useful is master. So when Heroku, you actually git push Heroku like that.
For us, you want us to push it to last week's.
Last week,
Remember it? But we push it to Git.
uh-huh.
See, I don't know what I'm trying to answer.
I think that it deliver now doesn't work. I should use deliver. Oh my God, that's really. Let's see if deliver works, right? Post controller. I'm not. It did show that it works in there, but okay. I need to deliver the damn email here. Yeah. Okay, and that's it. Yeah. Go to localhost one more time. If it works on, it's deployed to Heroku, so I'm gonna try it one more time on my local machine, and then I try it on Heroku. And then after that, you can do it on your code base, right? Can you please email this? It's taking a long time. That's a good sign. All right, let's look at the log. Scroll up. It sent an email. Say, can you please email this? It looks fine. I wonder if I'm missing the text bit and then it's being confusing. It's just confusing right now because I 2 emails sent. It just got cached. Send bit is it's processed now. So soon it will be delivered if I refresh again. Normally, email takes, it's like, it's in an instant. I never have seen a case when it just takes so long. Maybe you should use Mailgun instead of SendGrid now.
It's just one email. If you send 1,000 emails.
They will all show up it's similar.
Is it not?
They show up, it's all processed, and then they send it. It's done concurrently. It's not really waiting one after the other. Okay. So that's all done. I have the email, and the email looks like this here. As you guys already know, we need to fix the images. Okay? And on Heroku now, could someone, Lloyd, did you try? Can you send me an email on your what's that, human book? It should work. Now Lloyd is going to send something on my wall, and we're going to watch it live. Heroku logs tail. We're gonna watch what Lloyd's doing. All right, Lloyd, come on, bring it on.
Okay.
So you make sure you go to the page, load the page, sign in, so you can sit at home and look at your users using your app. Oh shit, it's crashing. Did you see this? Missing a link to, yeah, so I missed that. Do you guys see that we have developed this one? We need to set this on Heroku as well. So on production, I need to set this. It's okay. So what is the URL, guys? Here, human book. Thank you. So I'll do the same thing here. Yeah. And okay. I hope this time is it like what is it? Okay, update. It's called update. What's that? Host URL. Git push. Heroku. Sorry, Lord. Thank you. Wait, you already posted, right? That's why it crashed.
I just hit internet crash.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good, but I can detect that it crashed before you even know that it crashed. That's cool, right? This is called live, watching it live. All right. Can you pretend that you have faith in us to try it one more time?
Of course I have faith.
All right. Wait. Let's wait. This thing right here.
Hey, we're not gonna
After you finish deploying, guys, down here, you will see the log. This is Heroku logs, okay? When anything goes wrong on Heroku, what do you type? Heroku log space dash dash tail.
Box.
Yeah, Heroku logs. It's still deploying though. All right, starting the process. Okay, Heroku now is startup, right? It started here. Right, Lloyd, can you go to the URL?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready? Let's watch out for anything. He go to our homepage right here. Okay. He is from this IP address. Oh damn! Did you see the email just flash? Oh, I see some robot stuff. It's not good. But I think it works, you know? See.
What's that error message?
Why can't you blame what I had message?
Why do I see this word robot? That's not good. I think the email got sent. Yeah?
Yeah, I think just now.
So I think.
So email got sent to me, right?
Oh, is it sent to you or sent to me? It's posting on my
yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
Hello world. I think it looks like a spam message, so it won't go through. I didn't lie to you, Lloyd. I lied to the whole class. Yeah, and SendGrid will take a while. All right. Last chance to ask any question related to this email. Oh, it's still processing. This is delivered. This is still processing. If you like to be adventurous, maybe try out Mailgun. And it's just switching out the different addresses here. That's why I don't like the SendGrid gem, because like, why add all this extra dependency? You do get extra benefit, like doing an email template, adding some, customizing the tracking option. But just do the standard one that I did, which is application conflict here. I got the email, guys. Celebrate. So when you do Mailgun, change these three things. If you want to send email with authentication and encrypted stuff, then you could change these two ports as well. But for Gmail, this will be gmail.com. And this will be your Gmail username and password. Now, you do not want to put this in your app.
So we need to, for every client, email client, we need to add something like that.
Every client, what do you mean?
I don't know.
Are you asking when you work for somebody?
This is sending emails to users. You can have the user using Gmail, Outlook, and all these other things. I don't care. It's not related. Right? So I think my very ugly email just happened. I got the hello world from Lloyd. Yeah? It say Harley wrote on your wall though, so I probably made a mistake. I think, yeah, look, there's a mistake in that new post template. It say user here, that's not good. It should be post.poster.name. Yeah? Because earlier, this is the wall user, so remember post mailer? That's a wall user, that's why. That's embarrassing. We need to fix this before we have real users. But I think we all finish the email setup, and I'm gonna go here and mark it here. I want to trigger an email when I like. Server need to be notified. How do we do it? It's in post controller, and then server needs an email to do this. You go to elements.heroku.com and then add it. Actually, just do this on your laptop, right? Heroku, add-ons, create, SendGrid, and it will add to your machine. It will create another one. If I want to switch to Mailgun, Heroku add-on, create, Mailgun. These are just different email provider. And then you see that there's a lot more stuff. That's why I choose the SendGrid. It's the simplest to set up. But it's the same idea really. You can now use this string, the port. Mailgun is very flexible. So if I switch to Mailgun, it looks like this. Alright guys, try to pay attention to this last bit. Username, what do I change it to? Do you guys see down here?
Mailgun.
SMTP login. Thank you. This down here, what do I change it to? Password. This down here, what do I change it to? You see now it makes even more thing. Mail gun SMTP server. Down here?
Mailgun domain. No, it's.
Yep. Adding the domain probably will make your thing send faster, and more trustworthy. This is what? Port. Is there a domain? Oh my God, there's a domain thing too. Yeah. So let's see. Heroku config. I'm gonna get all the Mailgun out. I should have done this earlier so that I don't reveal my keys. Interesting. Where's the domain? Oh, so this will really help with delivery. So maybe we all should use Mailgun. Mailgun is by, I forgot, I think it's by MailChimp. No? I don't know, maybe not. I think it is, and then it would be very good. So domain is SMTP, no, Mailgun domain, right?
Yeah.
Now I think your email is a lot more reliable. Port 587, server, password, login. These other ones are used for further customizing your email. So I don't think you need that. All right. So from now on, we use Mailgun. That's it.
This is a reliable, it's reliable to what?
Both of them. Huh? What?
Reliable of an email is reliable to what?
Reliable. Okay. Email is really tricky. When you start to have 1 million users, you want to email, let's say, to 1 million users. If your 1% of your email goes to spam, how many users is that? I just say 1 million users. 1% is? Huh? 10,000, right? And if so, it's a lot. And normally, when you send to 1 million, you lose a lot of people really. So what businesses do is that they have to spend money to improve the reliability of email delivery. And email delivery is at the mercy of those, like the email server. So Google, well, first it has to be valid, right? Now next, Google, Hotmail, when they receive the email, they have to decide whether this is spam or not. It will check the content. It will check the known email address. It check the IP address that the guy sent. A lot more reasons. And so this is important when later on you have to focus on that. If you send an email that is sent to 1,000 people, one email, you can BCC, right? Then you cannot send to too many people really. If you use a campaign tool that's sent to a lot of people, a campaign email, you tend to lose a lot. A lot will go to spam. In our case, normally you only send one email at a time. They will let you go through it. So, but you cannot do that one email at a time and you do that for 1,000, 10,000 users. We can have a more thorough discussion about email delivery. Right now, if you don't even understand, when you're not working yet, like how your apps send the email, it's a little too early to discuss. Oh, what happens? What are the things I need to make sure to be trusted? You have to configure your domain name, your extra keys in there. That's a different topic. That's the advanced topic about email delivery. It affects the business, but it can be pretty technical. And of course, you don't really need to know how to code. You can just read documentation. I need to set this, set that. If you have your own domain name, this domain name is verified. You're using an email service that is linked to this domain name, you're good. What I'm doing right now is using a free server. This free server is sending the email for us, but it's also being used by someone in China, for example. It's a shared IP address. So that person may be spamming a lot of people. And then suddenly I send an email, and then Google thinks that I am the same bad guy as the guy in China, for example. How to prevent this? And then you spend money and buy your own private IP address. It's private.
Security issues.
That's different from security. And second, SendGrid, Mailgun, these guys have to be very sure, right? When some user on their platform abuse the email tool, the IP address will get blacklisted by a few email, servers. Then these guys will have to request, hey man, I blocked those users already. Can you return this IP address? Can you take it out of your blacklist? These are really the really extra stuff that save businesses a lot of money. But most people don't know this. I won't go into specific. For example, I pay other services to monitor my email IP addresses. And then if someone add my to blacklist, I can either request, hey man, take it out. Myself, I don't want to wait until SendGrid does it. Or I can just switch and it will improve the email deliverability. Okay, take a quick break and go back and add some email to your post in your app. Okay?